Most gardeners are told that compost is the secret to rich soil and thriving plants. We pile up kitchen scraps, wait for months, turn the heap, deal with the smell, fight off flies, and hope that eventually we'll get black gold. But here's the shocking truth I discovered. There's a lazy trick that works far better than traditional compost, and it delivers results almost instantly. Once you learn this method, you'll never look at compost piles the same way again. The beauty of this approach is that it skips the months of waiting and hard work while giving your soil exactly what it needs to explode with life. I used to break my back over composting, but after seeing how this method supercharges my plants, compost became history for me. Let me show you why. Compost sounds perfect in theory. You recycle food waste, let microbes break it down and return it to the soil. But here's the hidden struggle no one talks about. Composting takes 3 to 6 months before it's ready, sometimes longer depending on your climate. It requires constant turning to add oxygen, a delicate balance of greens and browns, and plenty of space you might not even have. Then there's the smell. If your heap goes wrong, you're left with a rotting mess that attracts pests. And if you're gardening on a small scale, waiting months for results feels frustrating, especially when your crops need nutrients right now. That's when I discovered an alternative that delivers everything compost does, and more, in a fraction of the time. Instead of waiting months for organic matter to decompose, I now brew what's known as a microbial-rich liquid fertilizer. Think of it as compost tea, but with a turbo boost. It works by feeding your soil directly with billions of living microorganisms, enzymes, and nutrients that plants can absorb immediately. This liquid doesn't just feed plants, it transforms the soil itself. It unlocks nutrients that are already in the ground but unavailable to roots. It restores microbial balance, improves structure, and boosts resilience against pests and diseases. And here's the best part. It takes less than a week to make, requires almost no effort, and gives you visible results within days. Here's the exact method I use, and it's simple enough that anyone can do it. Take 1 kilogram of fresh plant material. This could be grass clippings, fresh weeds, or vegetable scraps. Chop them up finely to release more surface area. Place the chopped material into a 20-liter bucket. Add 2 handfuls of soil from your garden because it contains the beneficial microbes that will multiply during fermentation. To feed those microbes, add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar or molasses. Finally, fill the bucket with 15 liters of clean water and stir thoroughly. Cover the mixture loosely to let gases escape and leave it in a shaded place for 5 to 7 days. Stir once a day to keep fermentation active. By the end of the week, you'll notice a pleasant, earthy smell. That's a sign of good microbial activity. Strain the liquid and keep it in clean containers. This is your concentrated microbial fertilizer. When you're ready to use it, dilute 1 liter of the concentrate in 10 liters of water. Apply this directly to the soil around your crops or spray it onto the leaves. The results will amaze you. The secret behind this formula is speed and bioavailability. In composting, nutrients are locked up in raw organic matter until microbes finish their slow breakdown process. That can take months. With microbial liquid fertilizer, you skip that waiting time. Nutrients are already dissolved in the liquid, ready for plants to take up right away. Another advantage is diversity. This formula really encourages a rich community of microbes to thrive. Bacteria, fungi, and beneficial yeasts. These organisms, they don't just feed plants. They also fight off soil-borne diseases, reduce harmful pathogens, and improve root health. Essentially, you're arming your garden with a living army that works tirelessly day and night. And unlike compost piles that demand space and labor, this method works even for gardeners with limited space. A single bucket can, believe it or not, feed a whole bed of crops for weeks. The first time I tried this, I applied the diluted solution to my tomato plants that had been struggling. Within a week, I noticed greener leaves, stronger stems, and new flower buds forming. It felt like I had given the soil a shot of pure life. Leafy greens like kale and spinach showed even faster results. Their color deepened, their growth accelerated, and they stayed healthier longer, even during dry spells. Because the formula is rich in living organisms, it also improved soil texture, making it looser and better at holding water. That means healthier soil not just this season but for years to come. If you're like me, you love gardening, but don't always have hours to dedicate to turning compost heaps or managing piles of waste. This method gives you the same, actually better, results with just a fraction of the effort. You don't need large amounts of space, you don't need to wait months, and you don't need to deal with foul smells. It's as simple as chop, soak, stir, and strain. The microbes do all the hard work for you. While others are still waiting for their compost pile to break down, you're already harvesting bigger, healthier crops. Well, consistency really matters. Go ahead and apply the diluted solution once every 2 weeks during the growing season to keep your soil alive and active. If your crops are, struggling or maybe recovering from stress, apply it weekly for a quick recovery boost. Always store the concentrate in a shaded, cool place and try to use it within 1 month. Since it's alive, it keeps fermenting and, loses strength if you keep it too long. For foliar sprays, it's best to apply early in the morning or late in the evening, just to prevent any leaf burn under direct sunlight. After seeing what this lazy trick can do, compost feels like ancient history. I no longer waste time turning piles or waiting months for nutrients my plants need today. With microbial liquid fertilizer, I have a fast, reliable, and incredibly effective way to keep my soil fertile and my crops thriving. And here's the kicker. It's free. Everything you need is already in your garden or kitchen. By turning waste into liquid gold, you save money on fertilizers and chemicals while keeping your garden organic and sustainable. Gardening should be about joy, not stress. This lazy method of brewing microbial fertilizer has given me healthier plants, richer soil, and more abundant harvests than compost ever did, and it saves me time and effort. Whether you're growing vegetables, fruits, or flowers, this is a game changer you can start today. So, if you're tired of the endless wait and hard labor of composting, it's time to embrace this smarter, faster, and more rewarding way to feed your garden. Try it once, and you'll see why I'll never make compost again. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to hit the subscribe button on Growth Hub Central Crops and share this video with your fellow gardeners. Together, let's keep growing smarter, not harder.